Welcome to the Bold Life School, the show that empowers you to elevate your life and to step into your full potential. I'm your host, Jameson, and this is where ambition meets authenticity, where you'll find the tools and inspiration to grow, evolve, and thrive. Each week, we dive into powerful topics that challenge the status quo, whether it's to break through limiting beliefs, navigate life's transitions, or embrace the bold moves that push you beyond your comfort zone. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome back, my bold friends. This is episode 18. Today we're exploring one of my favorite tools for reclaiming time, energy, and focus. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. You may have heard of it as a productivity hack, but I believe it's also a tool of boldness, a way to make sure you're living in alignment with what really matters on a day-to-day basis. Picture this. You wake up, check your email, and suddenly you're pulled into a whirlwind of other people's priorities, other people's problems. Sorting through junk mail, you get an endless stream of urgent notifications, sidetracked by social media, all of the little tasks that, you just need to get those out of the way so you can really focus. And by the end of the day, you've been so busy all day. But when you pause and really think about it, you realize that you didn't actually touch a single thing that moves your life forward. Sound familiar? This is where the Eisenhower Matrix comes in. It's not just for time management, but it's a clarity tool, because choosing to live a life for you means getting strict about what you say yes to and what you say no to. In case you're wondering, yes, the Eisenhower Matrix does stem from President Eisenhower. So picture it has 4 quadrants. It's a mini table or a 4-square court. In the first quadrant, you put everything that is urgent and important, things that you must do now. These are the fires that genuinely need your attention. Maybe it's a sick child, a work crisis, you get a flat tire, or you have a presentation due right away. These are the things cannot wait. Quadrant 2, these are the not urgent but important items. This is the schedule it quadrant. The long-term investments in your future, the area where you want to achieve results toward your goals. Maybe it's an exercise goal, strategic planning, learning or study time, family time, nurturing relationships. This is the bold quadrant. Bold people carve out time because they refuse to let their future be stolen by all that busyness. Quadrant 3. These are urgent, but they're not important to you, so you can delegate them. These are the tasks that feel pressing, but they don't really need you per se. Tasks that need to be done, but may not have the best return on investment for you if you do them. Bold living sometimes means asking for help or saying, this does not need my hands on it. You may hate doing yard work, for example, or your taxes, and just farm those out to an expert. There might be more busy work in your business that would be a waste of your time if your focus and priority is really developing strategy or higher level sales. These tasks will vary depending on your skill set, your interests, and your budget. The 4th quadrant is neither urgent nor important. This is where you put all of the items in your life that you really do not need to do. They don't have much return on value. You just delete them. When it comes to producing results in your life, these are nice to haves, but definitely not need to haves. They could be time wasters. For example, scrolling, overthinking, getting in your own head, the things that drain you without giving you anything back. Could be tasks you feel obligated to do, but don't actually want to do. And boldness means saying no without apology. So 4 quadrants are basically do it now, schedule it, delegate it, or delete it. Most of us get stuck living in quadrant 1. This is the do it now section, the fires. We get stuck in quadrant 3, These are the distractions, the busy work disguised as urgency. These are the things you can delegate. And quadrant 4, the delete it quadrant, the time wasters. But living boldly and achieving results means protecting the bold quadrant, which is quadrant 2, the important but not urgent time. These are the items you schedule. That's where you write the book, you lose the weight, you launch the business, you take the class and attend it regularly, you nurture your health, or simply spend time with someone that you love. When you spend more of your life in quadrant 2, you stop reacting and start creating, and that's bold. Here's a challenge for you this week. So at the start of each day, create a 4-quadrant Eisenhower Matrix. Write down your top tasks. Put each one in the quadrant of the matrix where it belongs. Then take a look at quadrant 2, the schedule it quadrant. Are those items moving the dial on your priorities? If your list doesn't include something from quadrant 2, you're not living boldly. You're just surviving the noise. So there are some key considerations I'd like you to think about. So I know it can be tricky when you try to define what is not urgent but important. Like, what's important to me? What you schedule in quadrant 2 should be based on your current priorities. And that's where it's tricky because we often have a lot of competing priorities. For example, I always have priorities centered around family, work, entrepreneurship, finances, health, but sometimes there's not enough time in the day to be effective at all of them, right? Life is needing to juggle 5 balls when you could only reasonably juggle 3, if that. If we're training for a marathon, per se, it may be hard to excel at starting a business, being a carpool mom, and keeping a perfectly organized house, all while holding down a 9-to-5 job. It's just not humanly possible. And this is where the matrix comes in. We have to be selective and strategic about what we're focusing on now and what we're going to concede for later. Maybe conceding that some of your aspirations, some of your nice to haves may have to go on the back burner in quadrant 4. As someone who has a lot going on, I've got a full-time tech job, coaching business, I've got a middle school basketball player, I'm a dog parent to 4 puppies, and I'm a homeowner. It's nearly impossible for me to get everything done without an Eisenhower Matrix. When I get overwhelmed, sometimes all my wires get crossed and my mind just wants to bounce around thinking about all of the things. So in that case, I actually create an Eisenhower Matrix for each of my 3 priority areas. So 1 for work, 1 for home, and then 1 for my business. Then once I whittle down all of the responsibilities, the tasks, like things on my mind, dreams and concerns that I want to address, I put them into the matrix. And when I'm at work, I put the 2 other matrices aside so I can focus totally on my work matrix. This helps me cut down on the noise from the other areas of my life, from my other priorities, when I'm really trying to focus on work. It helps me get clarity on what's important now. I schedule the high return tasks in quadrant 2, delegate what I can to my team, and totally ignore what I cannot realistically get to later. We all want to do it all. We overtax ourselves and experience burnout. I mean, time is money. Relationships are also important, though. Sometimes it seems like we cannot drop any of the balls, or we'll fail ourselves or fail others. But the reality is that if everything doesn't get done, it will be fine. You will be fine. Life will go on. You can be a great mom, but not be Susie Homemaker. Sure, it would be nice to redo your bathroom, but it really holds little return on investment when you look at the bigger picture, especially if you have other priorities. So thinking about your own life, in what areas are you holding yourself to too high of a standard? What can you let go of so that you can focus on what are your highest priorities right now? Living boldly isn't always loud and ostentatious and hedonistic and amazingly fun. Sometimes boldness is just quietly protecting your future, your time, from being swallowed up by everyone else's urgency. It's about letting go of what you perceive has to be done for you to be the best person that you can be, because you can't do it all. It's about getting clear on what you want to do with your time and where you want to see the biggest results in your life right now. And the Eisenhower Matrix permits you to choose, to say yes to what matters most and to boldly delete the rest. So until next time, remember, your boldest life is waiting. You just have to choose it. If you enjoyed today's episode, head over to theboldlife.coach for more resources, join our community, and start living your boldest life today.